Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Interstellar Podcast. My name is Lexie, Stellar Girl, Interstellix for the long way. Thank you so much for joining me again for another episode. So if you're new here, I know the episodes are kind of wonky for a minute, but I think I'm narrowing everything down. I'm trying to get everything more organized with what I'm trying to do here. So as time goes on, things should be more become more established. You know what I mean? So honestly, this is like first year. We're approaching the first year of the podcast. You know, I've took hiatus and stuff like that here, but I just looked at my Instagram story and I think it was March 23rd or 21st, like Aries season of last year. And in about 2 days, it'll be the 1 year anniversary for me just picking up a mic and posting it to YouTube. And I remember even like it was so complicated the way I was making podcast episodes. I was like recording in my voice memos and just talking in bed. And I was like, I would grab an art picture and from Pinterest and I'll make a cover for YouTube thumbnail, and then I will make a video and InShot on my phone and just upload it. No editing. And and I still don't even edit my audio only ones, but I edit my videos now. And even back then I was you know what I mean? I was saying that I really wanted to incorporate more video podcast, you know, and I've been doing that recently, as you can see. So slow growth, you know, it's still progress. And now, you know, a whole year later, this is around the time where I picked up my first tarot deck, you know. I think I went it was around this time, around this March, I went and bought my own deck. Didn't know what I was doing with it, but I bought my first deck and it was the White Newman deck. And now here I am actually reading cards and learning and stuff like that and trying to incorporate them in like in the podcast. And I'm going to even sing my own music. It's kind of ridiculous how I've been using my how tarot. I mean, if you've been following me for a minute, or if you just look at my music, I mentioned what's the name of it? I know Empress New Groove is literally about the Empress card. You know, I used that as the cover art for it. But like even recently with me trying to writing music now, there's a specific song where I don't know, I literally kind of connected it to the Knight of Pentacles. It's gonna make sense when it releases, but it's just crazy how I can even use it for my music. And I know that probably sounds pretty fucking weird, but it happened and it's happening. And I just go with it, you know. So yeah, thank you, not thank you, but yeah, thank you for listening. If those who have been listening, I am excited to go on for another year with this. You know, we're gonna keep going, keep growing, and and so you know, a little segue into the blog. I started a blog called Miani, and this podcast and a lot of other stuff that I do will all kind of tie into this into Miani in a sense. Right now it's just a blog. You know, I just share my thoughts, insights, connections, inspiration, whatnot. I have a Tumblr page, we have a Tumblr page. Tumblr, Pinterest, Instagram, Threads. Yeah, but I don't know if I'm gonna make a YouTube channel for it. I'll just link it in the description of my current channel. And I thought about changing the name of the podcast, but not really. I don't really care to anymore. I like Interstellar Podcast. I would just kind of make it like, you'll see. This is season 3, by the way. This is season 3 of the podcast. I think I'm actually going to have season 3 last out for the full energetic year. So from Aries season to Aries season. Season 4 won't be until next Aries season. So yeah. We're not going to rush into things, you know? So that's the blog. Working on music, and anyways, we're just going to get into what's going on today. So as you know, again, I've been learning how to read tarot. I've been incorporating it more into just whatever I'm doing, because I do a lot. Like I said, music, blog, whatever. And I did 2 reads today. Like today I was just really called to go ahead and pull cards today, and an oracle card. And also I was like, I need to practice, since I've been learning how to like read. I need to start practicing. Like, I'm not going to get better if I don't practice. So yeah, so I pulled out the cards and I got to pull in. I had 2 sets. I did one read where I got how do I even say it? Yeah, I kind of broke down. It's like the 2 readings that I got, they kind of ended up, I did them at 2 separate times, but they kind of coincide with each other. So like the first reading was like part 1, and then the second reading was almost like a in-depth reading. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain that. Like a part 2 to it and this is the second reading was the only one I got like the I pulled an oracle for. No, I didn't. I'm lying. I'm sorry. I pulled an oracle for the first one, but I'm only going to talk about 2 of the oracle cards and maybe reference one, because two fell on the first card, on the first card reading. But on the ones that I have out right now are it's only one. So anyways, as you guys know, Aries season is tomorrow, or on the 21st. And you know, there's Aries energy in the air, baby. So this is, you know, this is when it's time to make shit happen. Basically, this is when stuff starts coming in. Things start coming in, you know, it's just a whole new era, or, yeah, just time for new beginnings, for real, honestly, and to put into action, plans and whatnot. And so I just even realized, like, Aries energy, Aries really is the beginning of the like new year, like for real, because a lot of major changes for me have always happened in the month of March. Especially the closer we got to Aries season, something has always occurred on the 20th, the 21st, 22nd, 17th, 16th, like is close. The 8th, the 9th, like I have so many like quote unquote anniversaries for this month, or when major like moments happen, especially for myself. Like I had another major moment happen like 2 days ago. Like ever since Aries, the closer Aries seasons has come in, it's like you know, life-changing decisions have been made, you know. And so getting into the energy, so the Ten of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, Four of Wands were the first cards that I pulled. I had some other clarification cards. And for my oracle, I used Magical Spirit Oracle, that deck. And the two cards that came out with this one was Blessings and Curses and the Witch, or Creatrix / Hermit card, oracle cards, I'm sorry. And so yeah, so what I immediately got from that, just that combination of tarot cards, was manifestations, options, stability, stability, home, like with the Ten of Pentacles and the Four of Wands, it was giving like a solid foundation meaning, I know this is very vague, but just bear with me, it's going to connect. And basically I wrote down creating stability for the future, having multiple options, maybe some confusion, of course, with the Seven of Cups around like which option to pick. And then I remember hearing whatever you do at this moment will be fruitful, like whatever you choose. And then let's see, what did we get? Oh, I wrote down the Creatrix, what is it called? The affirmation for the Creatrix card. It says, I am a powerful creative and I alchemize who I am. And let's see here. Or I am a powerful creator. Sorry. And okay. Mentoring. Yeah. And the Blessings and Curses one, it mentions accepting oneself and creating the life you desire. And so as I was like pulling those cards, I don't have those specific cards out anymore. I have the second card, second readings card still out. But as I was like, pulling for those cards, I saw the Eight of Pentacles as well. And it was, which is dedication and focus to me. And kind of, how do I put it together? Kind of just basically what I feel like the meaning for this was just so simple. I think I'm making it harder than what it needs to be. But basically, there's, with Aries season coming in, or Aries season being here, we, the energy of being able to, go after what we want and, bringing in that stability that we're seeking is here. Like the energy is perfect for it. And that's what the Creatrix is, card mentioned when you read the, I can actually read it for you. Where is Creatrix? Oh, I'm still on it, actually. It's number 41 for a Magical Spirit Oracle. And it says, okay, the affirmations: I am a powerful creator and I alchemize who I am. It says, in a world full of princesses, she is the witch. This card is an omen that you have extra power to alter your fate at this time, to create something new for yourself and your life, to give yourself space from the world so you can do so. When I read that part, I thought about how I saw the Eight of Pentacles. Even though this card mentions it's like a light hint towards the Hermit, but I got Eight of Pentacles from there. It says to go deeper and learn new ways of spirit. That's the Hermit energy. Okay. Let's say here, we now have the power of the witch. The magic can happen. The magic that can happen when she creates instead of destroys. Oh, this is the witch or the creatrix card that tells us we are meant for great things. So the creatrix is the witch who lives alone, who spends her time in solitude and is content to do so, perfecting the art of making potions, performing alchemy, drawing her visions, and casting spells, discovering new ways of magic and transcribing them in her own book. She is beautiful in a strange, dark, and unusual way. Though she couldn't care less about her appearance, she is the cat in the night and doesn't care to be seen. Okay, and so I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it basically is just hinting at, the ability to manifest, the ability to focus, and, to remember your power right now, right? And going into the second card, the second deck, which is going to kind of segue into what I really want to speak about, is purpose. Is wanting this, because I got the Queen of Pentacles, right? And Queen of Pentacles, independent, stable, nurturing, creative, so on and so forth, right? So she came out, and I was like, okay, that independence, that stability is like important right now. Like, it's kind of like, I think I got it was a lot of pentacles that came out. I got 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. Anyways, so I got the Queen of Cups for what did I ask? For like, which area are we being called to like really change our life, or like, I don't remember what I said at the moment, y'all, but it was something around that. And, for me, it's around like independence and like, kind of building like what I see for myself, basically, like beginning that journey and, making it happen. Right. And so, let's see, what did I ask? Like, I got the Two of Pentacles, right? After that card, I asked something around like, I was trying to basically ask for it to make the decision for me, but Two of Pentacles came out, and I was like, okay, well, I know you aren't going to make it for me, so just show me the two options, right? And so shuffle some more, and I got the Knight of Wands and the Star, right? And so I laid them out eventually, and I kind of compared the two. So I was like, Knight of Wands is, I learned it's temporary. Knight of Wands is temporary. And I'm even just thinking about that energy for myself. And temporary is very much like I don't know, I have an example of that. I don't think it's the right time to bring it up right now, but Knight of Wands hints at like temporary fulfillment, rushing things, moving too fast, you know what I mean? And the Star talks about hope, healing, but what stood out to me was purpose. And I started getting like a bunch of journal prompts that started kind of coming to me here. So I have like kind of understanding that the decision is obviously around the Pentacles being finances, or just my independence. It's just going to relate it to me at the moment, but just getting to the status of the Queen of Pentacles or something. It doesn't even have to be just like career wise, you know what I mean? It was I picked up the decision basically being between purpose or what can I say about this? I'm gonna say purpose is temporary. We're just gonna keep it at that. I hope this should make sense to them, guys. And so basically the two paths, or like, because remember I got the 7 of Cups earlier, so that's why the juggling, the 2 of Cups, not 2 of Cups, two of Pentacles. That's why I asked that question of like, what is the decision? Because it's obviously confusion, indecision here, and that's what the 7 of Cups is as well. And I, since the two paths, like one path is Knight of Wands, I'm like, okay, well, I'm having to decide between a path that's, things that'll bring me like temporary things. So I remember I'm thinking of energy of when I was like trying to like go about building my stability in a way that was like, had a lack of purpose. It was temporary jobs. It was, ways about going things. I don't know. Like I didn't do anything illegal, but it was more of like, working 2 jobs, like fast money, rushing, trying to like force things to happen, type of energy, as opposed to the Star card, which is more of like a patient, more purposeful driven energy here. And the way I laid the cards out, the 2 of Pentacles, how he's juggling it down, juggling like the 2 Pentacles, of course, and he's looking down at one of them, right? Like looking towards another one, right? The one that's a little bit more lower, if you're looking at the standard deck, right? And the way I laid him out there, he's facing, like his face is looking towards the purpose card, right? Not saying that this was me making a decision, or tarot making a decision for me, but it was kind of like the journal prompts started coming to me then, so that's when I started asking, like, how can I create a more purposeful, driven life, or, just started reflecting on like which goals or which aspirations, desires are, or which plans are rooted in purpose, or how can I be more intentional with my steps? You know what I mean? Right now, and I'm not going to answer those on the podcast, but that's kind of what is being brought to light. So to combine both of them, it's kind of like, the power is here to manifest your reality, your dream reality, or like what you're working towards. But it's like, is what you're pursuing rooted in purpose? Like, are you clear on your purpose, the bigger picture? And that goes into the oracle card that I pulled after this reading, and it says the Mirror. Same deck for the oracle deck, and it says the Mirror, and then what is it, like the little description here on the card says self-reflection, writer, bigger picture. And this card basically just talks about adopting a zoomed out perspective about your life, not really getting too caught up on how things have harmed you in the past. So like kind of getting stuck on the past or anything like that. I think I'm even thinking about one of my mentors. I was watching her, like she had mentioned this, I think late last night, about how people we fail to realize the growth that is happening, or how far we've actually come in the present moment, because we're so stuck on, you know, things that happened a while ago, you know. And that's kind of what this mirror card was, the self-reflection bigger picture card was hinting at, was not only, you know, looking at the bigger picture, meaning like purpose, you know, like making sure, you know, what you're, you know, that we're trying to have like a little bit more of a purposeful life, if that makes sense. Or just trying to get clear or reflect on what your purpose is and get, you know your why and stuff like that. But it also, like on a personal level, is, you know, asking you like there's this book she has in her hand, right? That I actually love about this card. It says, "Did you forget all that you had to go through to be you?" And it's kind of like, you know, not really showing much appreciation for who you are right now and your chapter in life at the moment. And like I said, the second card that came out with the second, remember there were 2 oracle cards that I said fell on the first reading, and it was the blessing and curses one, which hints at accepting all of yourself, the good and the bad. It also talks about self-love, that's what that is. And, you know, kind of needing to learn to love your thorns and stuff like that. But I didn't bring it up because it was like I kind of, not much of that card spoke to me like the mirror and the Creatrix did. So yeah, so those are some of the prompts, or just what I feel like this energy is for this moment in time right now. Let me see. Also, like, I just got off of work like 2 hours ago, and I just know I wanted to like record this. And so, yeah, some of the audio is going to, like, some of my podcasts are only going to be audio only. Some may have videos. Not all will. You know, and I just didn't really feel like getting in front of a camera, turning on the light right now. I just like to press record. So that's why it goes back and forth sometimes. And yeah, I do have some more stuff here because I have, I started writing down like fears. I also wrote a blog post about not refusing to let fear rob me anymore. Or refusing to continue to let fear rob me of what I want, of my desires. And Saint, hold on. Stop that. Sit down. No. Get it up, man. Get it up. I don't know. Hold on. I don't know what that boy was just doing. Anyways, I know to cut that out. So yeah. Damn, I forgot what it was. He was digging in the closet. I don't know what the hell he was trying to get at, but so yeah, I said, how can I live with more intention? How can I challenge more growth? Oh yeah, because I remember the Tower card came out reversed, and I know I said the tarot card. The Tower, I don't know why I can't speak, but the Tower card came out reversed, and tarot. And I read that in tarot, Tower reverse can mean personal transformation, also averting destruction, and some other things like a fear change or something like that. And So I just kind of read it both ways, but the question that came up that was in relation to like, I feel like, at least what I feel like was in relation to that card was, how can I challenge more growth or challenge myself to grow more? Like what areas, which is kind of like the whole point of this reading, but we kind of got clear on what it is, you know. At least for myself, I know it's towards what I'm like trying to work towards right now. I just hate I can't go too much into detail because right now I just feel like I'm being so vague that it's not really making as much sense right now. So what else? This is oh, okay. Then I asked myself, like, what do I feel like my purpose is as of right now? Then I wrote that down. What fears do I need to face at the moment? Oh, and that's what I was talking about Miani. I wrote a blog about that. At least about it actually, oh my God, it actually does kind of correlate with this podcast, because I basically talk about how, like, you know, growth is hard to see sometimes. And kind of, I have in the blog post, I was looking back at a list of fears that I wanted to get over in 2022 going into 2023, and every time I go back to read those fears, I can think of each moment where I was challenged to face those fears. I can think of, like, you know, like ever since I posted that or I made that list, it was like the next year was just full of facing them. And even now, like, some of them I'm still facing, or a certain type of toxic habits that I wanted to shake back then. And it's crazy how I knew exactly what I wanted to do as well, which shocks me. Like, how did I know that my emotions were out of control when I feel like I didn't find out my emotions were out of control until I got therapy in September of last year? You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of got off on a tangent, but that shit just kind of amazed me. And then, or even simple, I always kind of get so caught up over it. But the fact that I know how to rap, and I remember being at the computer in the basement listening to beats, and like, or at least I was interested. I was listening to certain beats and I was like, I think I could rap, or I feel like I could rap, but like, I was too afraid. Like, imagining myself being an actual rapper was kind of crazy, and not in that way of like seeing myself being like, you know, the stereotype of a rapper, but like someone who can do it was crazy to me, you know. And then the fact that I just rapped over one of my favorite songs ever, I'm like, oh my God, in 2 years, like, that's ridiculous, you know? Like, a lot has changed. I am not who I used to be anymore. Anyways, but I think that's what just mirror card is about, like, and what I wrote about, those fears and stuff like that. Like, I was really, moments like that, I was really able to look at the bigger picture and see, like, see and reflect and accept and come to peace with where I am right now. Does that make sense? Like, I was really able to sit with myself and be like, okay, like, I don't know, stuff like that I just really feels is what truly builds confidence for me, or truly builds like that trust in myself. Like, I just know, like, my soul gonna make shit happen. Like, you know, if I set out an intention to do something, I'm gonna do it. And it's like, even if I forget about it, you know. And it's like, speaking of manifesting, I don't know, it's different for everybody, I guess, but it's really not what you may think it is, you know what I mean? Like, you really got to do some work for manifesting, you know? And it's like, you're not going to be perfect with it either. And that's it's going to be a whole nother conversation. Like, I feel like sometimes spirituality can be a little bit too perfectionist, like, and for people who are perfectionists, like, that can be a bit of a burden. You know, I'm going to just say that for another day, but it can get unhealthy pretty fast. And I don't, you know, people who have perfectionism are like myself, who struggle with it, who like we kind of are very hard on ourselves, and it's just certain rules and stuff, not rules, but like, you know, things you hear that you try to adopt, and it's just, or ideologies or something that you get, and it kind of feeds that perfectionistic like monster that you have. But back to the story. Anyways, the bigger picture, perspective, all of that, like I was able to see all of that. Sorry, I had to get some off my chest, but I was able to see all of that growth. And like I said, it builds confidence, it builds trust in myself. And you know, like I said, manifesting, like, you know, literally it comes down to just writing out those intentions, getting clear on it. And I think Creatrix card in the meditation message it had mentioned that it was time to kind of like set the intention for what you want to do right now, what you're working towards. And I, even in my full moon, I didn't even name it this, but it's the most recent video I have on my YouTube where I kind of discuss, I was like, wake up to your destiny. And I was discussing how I like have been mapping or kind of breaking down the steps that I need to take to get to where I'm going, right? And it's not more like it's less than it's less of, you know, just trying to make shit fall out of the sky, or, you know, truly manipulating things to, like, you know, force them to happen or something. I don't know how to explain it, but instead it's more of just like little goals or little steps that, like, you know, intentions, basically. That's literally all it is. Like, I think I mapped out in my intentions for each type of goal that I have. I don't know how to go. I don't want to go too deep into that, but it's more of like, you know, I think I made a chart, and let's say I named it start, middle, finish. You know what I mean? And I have the starting point, starting goals, middle goals, finish product, or finished destination, or something like that. I don't know if that makes sense, but I have that I kind of map it out that way, you know, instead of just like on some, like I said, stuff, like, you know, trying to make it happen type stuff, you know what I mean? Like, it's like a different type of, it's kind of like in a almost like a co-creation type of way. Like true co-creation is, I think that's what the method that I use is, what that is, you know? And like, I've seen it work before. It's just more of like, when you working towards different type of things, it's like trying to maintain that faith in yourself is the key, you know? That's all it really is. And like I said, like, Not getting too attached to the intention or the outcome either it helps a lot, you know, when you're able to break down what you're going after into bite sizes. You know, I think I mentioned this in a blog post. It's briefly though, but I remember talking about attachment being like the fucking killer, bro, of a lot of humans' dreams and hopes and will to live, you know what I mean? Because like I said, we want things to happen a certain way, or you know, we really can hope so much for things sometimes, and we have this idea of how things should go and whatnot, and like when it doesn't happen like the way that we want it to, people just kind of give up, you know. And I have another blog post that I'm going to post about that, where I speak about how the moment in time where I lost hope in myself and my dreams and whatnot, and how it's been, I'm just going to talk about how it's been restored the closer we've gotten to Aries season. I had a beautiful moment happen 2 days ago. I can't stop thinking about that day ever since, you know. I just can't, like, it was just like, you know, confirmation from God basically about how I don't have to try as hard. Or when I say try as hard, I'm not saying I don't have to put in the work. I'm saying like I don't have to really take the advice of a lot of people on social media, or people who are also trying to make it in the game with music or whatever. I just make sure I just show up and make sure I'm doing my part as far as like learning what I need to learn, doing what I need to do, but make sure I never stop showing up for it. Because I think the goal I want for my music is for it to resonate with a specific type of people, and people who it needs to resonate with, you know. So I think I had a moment happen that was so like crazy, so wild, so beautiful, and that kind of like snapped me out of that attachment to make things happen in an inauthentic way. And I'm not saying about like using any type of woo woo stuff or whatever. I mean, I'll be following my astrology and stuff, so I'm not shitting on people who use like magic and whatever, but I'm just saying like I didn't even mean it like that in the first place. But you know, it's how you try to have like control over things. And yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, letting go of and just trusting that God will bring the right people, the right ears, the right eyes, the right people to me when need be. Like, you know, as like, you know, to my music, because I'm part of my purpose is music. I talked about that. I'm probably going to talk about it forever, but part of my purpose is music, whether, you know, however it happens, but you know what I mean? Like, I know that's not a gift I need to be sitting on. So, whoever, you know, listens to it, they will resonate with it, and that's all that matters. And that's kind of like, you know, what I had got taught the other day. And I had my like bigger picture moment, you know, and you know, I just had, like, I don't really know how to explain what I felt, but it was such a beautiful moment for me. Such a very transformative moment. I know the Tower moment isn't always like something crazy or like a mass destruction wrecking ball type shit, but sometimes it's just that like an epiphany. It's like, whoa, you know. And I feel like that's what that was, or like a judgment energy here on that day, in a good way. And with this whole like focusing thing, it's like with Aries season, it's it's just like you don't want to waste this energy, bro. And it's best if you can take calculated steps towards what you want to do. Right now is not the time to be all over the place. And I know that for some of us who have ADHD, that's hard. That is hard, you know, but you have to figure that out, you know. Because it's just like my biggest fear is to be like aimlessly like going through life. You know what I mean? It's like, in a way, I can see like being spontaneous and having like a little freedom in your day and like being able to wake up and do what you want, whatever. That's nice to have, you know. But as far as like kind of like not knowing your purpose or not knowing the bigger picture to what you're contributing to, it can, you know, I've seen what it's like just viewing other people who are unable to see that for themselves or see where they play a part in it. So, and I just don't want to be like that. You know what I mean? There's no offense, but it's truth. Yeah, I don't know what else I want to say with that, but you know, long story short, it is time for to just, you know, get the ball rolling on yourself. Trust yourself, bro. And, you know, use this energy wisely and be strategic, be focused. Happy New Year. God damn it. Happy spring. And let's go make our dreams happen, man. And, you know, I'm going to end it here. Tune in for the next episode. Welcome to Interstellar Podcast Season 3. We're going to be a little bit more organized, a little bit more professional looking now. So, yeah. Anyways, I love you guys. Follow me at Stella Girl on Instagram, Threads, and at Interstellax on Tumblr, YouTube, and Twitter, or X now. So I forgot. So yeah, love you guys. Have a wonderful night or a wonderful day wherever you are. Love you. Peace.